Probably some conversations we'll have here with them in the next few days. Really, I remember, I came off the bench. I think we had a good crowd, 10,000 plus. Kansas State was 5. We were a top 5 team. I think that's probably the difference. We're not quite a top 5 team like UCLA is. But I wanted to make sure I was all out for Reek and Erica and Lindsay and Beth. That was my part. That was my job to make sure we were really locked in for our seniors. Very similar situation. We just got a lot more young kids now than it was just me and Aaron back in the day. But very similar situation. We'll be prepared.
I mean, for you to sort of coach them up on this, right? I mean, why is it special, maybe for you, just knowing what talent you have and really getting to, go through this with them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got a long way to go to get to where Purdue once was or to where UCLA is now. But our young kids are locked in, and I think we talk about it all the time, just how much our kids, our team 1 through 13 love Purdue. And then you have Z and Alex on staff. Next week we're bringing back the national championship team. And it's there's a history that our team is starting to really know and understand. And okay, we've got to do it for those guys and then be the ones that really are the reason why Purdue is headed in the right direction.
You yourself have your own history with them. Last time Purdue played UCLA, it was 2006. You knocked them out in the second round of the NCAA tournament. You were leading scorer. Do you have any, recollection of that game? And
it's a home game. Got us into the Sweet 16, I think.
Yeah, it did.
Junior year, then we go on the road and lose to North Carolina, I think, in the Sweet 16. So we played at Pauley when I was here. I think that's just really cool, right? Just the history behind Pauley, and then where John Wooden coached for all those years. You walk around and you see all the John Wooden quotes here. The same thing happens there. So hopefully there's a little familiarity with the legend that's here that was the legend there as well.
Just talking with Sam and just how, you've really come in and been able to really prepare your teams mentally for these big games. I mean, what is it going to take to, maybe go and not just, compete, but to really put a shock into, Pauley Pavilion from the early get-go?
Yeah, we've got to be ready for their onslaught, right? They're going to be hyped. It's their first game of the year. They're a top 5 team. Return pretty much everybody, and then add some really good talent either from the portal or from the freshman class. Corey's done a great job, right? She's got her team back in the top But for us, it's really about us. There's no pressure on us to go out there and win. We're not supposed to win, so hopefully we just kind of handle their onslaught, the hype and the noise behind all of it. And we just go out there and we play basketball. We're relaxed, we're free. Hopefully, very similarly to the way we were at Ohio State last year.
What would be considered a good day at the office, regardless of the outcome?
A win. A win is a good day at the office. Sorry, you didn't. It's a win. It's nothing else. If it's not a win, it's not a good day.
I think you have an interesting dynamic. You have veterans who are older players, and then you've got your freshmen. What has been the process of kind of meshing those two semi-generations together?
Yeah.
And when did that start, and what have you seen out of that so far?
Well, it really started in the summer when we got everybody together, and it wasn't forced. It wasn't on us. I think it happened organically from our upperclassmen really bringing our underclassmen in, whether it's been on the court, getting shots up, or off the court in, dorm life, apartment life, going for coffee, whatever that is. 1 through 13, our kids genuinely like each other right now. Now, granted, we haven't lost any games, so, but there's a bond that this group, and I think you just give credit to the 5 upperclassmen who are passionate about getting Purdue back into the NCAA tournament, and they know and understand they can't do it by themselves. They need these young kids, so they've developed this relationship and bond with them. And you talk to them, all of them, like Madison's man, I love this team. JT's this is a fun group, and hopefully that can continue for us.
How did this UCLA game go?
Kelly? No, we were still hunting for games. We hadn't finished our games. UCLA is always looking for games. I really think I was talking to Megan Conn. She was like, hey, I think Corey's still looking for a game. And I was like, why not? Like, we'll reach out. We're going to be going to the West Coast, so why not, jump in there and see what does it look like for us. We're leaving Saturday. What does that do for our body? And then returning, we don't play until Sunday. So, like, how many days do we need to get them off? How many days before we can play another game? And what does that look like? I think kind of like the guinea pig for the whole school here. But, why not play the best schools to really figure out where you are? You talk about a good day in the office. If we can compete and play hard and be tough to beat, then that'll be a really good day.
Just with your, you have UCLA, do you like kind of where you have your schedule right now with the number of Power Fives on the schedule, and is this what you would like to see in the future here too as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you talk about getting to where we want to take this place. I mean, you mentioned it, we opened with Kansas State my freshman year. We were always playing top schools, and top schools play top schools. And I know we're not there yet, but that's where we want to go. 4 of the 5 first, 5 are Power 5. We didn't have any control over Georgia and Florida, obviously, but and A&M was a return game, and it's really the only day that fit for both of us. So, why not? Why not? That we talk about it, and we, but there's got to be a time where we got to be about it, and hopefully this year we can really try to be about it.
I think that's got to be part of bringing this program back to where you want it, is you playing high-level competition as much as you can to benefit your team.
Yeah, I think we talked about it. We did a lot of research into what does our RPI need to look like, what does our net need to look like. And in the past year, we go 11-1 or 10-1 in the non-conference, but what did that schedule look like? We don't have any bad losses, but did we really have any good wins? And sometimes, you get deep into the conversation, whether you're on the bubble, like what did you do in the non-conference? And talking to the right people, doing our homework, and I feel like we laid it out. Now we can't go 0-5 in these Power 5 games, but I think it'll put us in a really good position if we can sneak out some wins here.
Would you consider changing your starting lineup from the exhibition game to Monday, or is that?
I think anything is up in the air. I don't think anything's set in stone until 5:30 Pacific time. I obviously just making sure everybody stays healthy through the next few days of practice. But quite honestly, I feel like that just gives you really a calmness to kind of start the game, and a comfort level. And I thought Mary Ashley and Rashonda McKenna were really good off the bench in the exhibition game.
Coach, whose stock has really improved and really stood out in the past couple of days since the exhibition game that you really are feeling pretty confident and solid about, just coming into the game and really impacting that maybe was kind of maybe a question mark before?
Yeah, I just think the amount of maturity our team has shown from the summer to the fall to now, in our growth from every position, from our returners. But you look at Rashonda starting to understand pace of play a little bit. Mary Ashley's obviously physically ready for this level, but letting the game mentally slow down for her. I thought McKenna probably made the biggest jump if you would have watched this from the summer to where she is now. And then Emily too, just kind of settling in and letting the game kind of slow down. They've all made progress. I'm not sure which one's going to have the best game on Monday, but I know whoever steps on the floor and is on the bench for us, it's going to be all out.
Last question. You were mentioning the relationship, with Coach Corey, and how oftentimes that relationship transcends the wins and losses on the court. What's that relationship been like? How she's maybe helped you as a coach. You've been a player, you've seen through, but it's a lot different when you're on the bench.
Yeah, well, Corey's great, and she's always she's been in leadership in the WBCA, so she's always been a great liaison for a lot of young coaches. And you listen to her clinics, you watch her team practice and prep. There's no secrets. She throws her stuff out there. So because she wants to develop, especially young women coaches in our game. So excited to be on the sideline. Excited to have them in the Big Ten. We're getting a really good coach added to the Big Ten, just excited to see her and go against her and try to give her everything we got.